Explore, secure intel, and loot to gain access to new missions. Enemy threat is high, so expect contact.
Playing DMZ as a solo is a lot different to playing DMZ as a team. And the reason simply is, well, you're on your own, you don't have any support. Now I know for a fact, because I've spawned here, there's usually a spawn that happens over here, as well as a spawn that happens over here somewhere. So I am in one of the worst places to be as a solo right now. All I'm trying to do is level up the FSS Huracan. So that's what we're going to be doing. And then ideally for me to do that, I want to be looking for AI. Now, the issue that I have is I know that there is AIs around here at the Swaha village. But like I said, there's also a team that spawns over there as well. Leaves me in a very, very tricky spot. Ideally, we have a look and a peek to see if we can see anything. We don't see much movement. Hopefully those guys have pushed on. Usually 9 times out of 10 they're already looking for you, looking for the spot. There's many ways around this. We can just go bombing straight in and hoping for the best. But we're relying on our ears quite a lot. Straight away we can see there's gunfire. So that gunfire is telling me that if I want to go this way, that's probably a very bad choice, because if we look at the AIs, they're sort of not too happy, and there's also a guy just ran out the back there, which could have been AI or it could have been a player. It could have also actually just been a shadow from a bird. So somebody who wants to take on AIs and level up the weapon, this is not particularly a good spot to do it if I want to avoid bringing attention to myself. It's quite clear to see that there's bullets flying around down there. It's a very bad idea. So we can pick off these guys nice and close, because that's not going to alert too many, and it's not going to draw too much attention to ourselves, he says, as he misses a few shots on the guy. But our ears and our sound are our friend in this game, which is kind of tricky, bearing in mind that you don't really get many footsteps this day and age. So I'm looking for somewhere that's got a high AI count, but a low player count, which is a little bit tricky in this map. Because ideally, the kind of AI that we want are these little guys who don't really have too much armor. And to find those, you need to go to usually quite player-populated places, towns and villages, for example. We keep on the move, so they were harder to pin down. We will take a little bit of loot. No real reason why the loot at the minute isn't any value to me. Having more cash doesn't actually benefit me, because I've currently got all of my insured weapon slots in hand. Always looking for forms of self-revive pistol, or the stim pistol for example, and obviously self-revives. These will help me a little bit should things get a little bit nasty, be that with AI or be that with actual players. One there somewhere. I don't know where the other guy is, or why I seem to be having loads of blue fireflies around me. That's cool. You often hear a lot of people complain about playing solos in DMZ, but the big issue is you're not playing the game right. You've got to understand you are on your own. You can't just run into people, be that AIs or actual players, and try and tank everything and just go. It's not how the game's designed, it's not how the game's going to work. As far as extraction shooters go, I'm kind of liking DMZ. Yes, I have over 200 hours in this game, and I would argue that probably less than 10 of those hours are done solo. But you've got to be aware of what you're doing and just how to play. I've got to look for an extraction. I'm on my own. I'm in a bad position and I need a way out of here. So that's what I'm kind of doing. I'm keeping my eyes open. Things like hostage contract. It's a doable contract.
Activity is increasing near your location. Stay alert.
We are missing all of our shots on these guys. I'm just trying to get through. But it's not a difficult game to enjoy. You've just got to keep your wits about you a bit. Sound is one of the big problems on this game. And the reason why I say that is because the big problem is you really don't hear people close to you. So you got to keep listening out for vehicles and any sort of like obvious movement. And this is going to be my best indication of anything that's around me. The environment tells me a lot more about my position than anything else. Now, I could easily get sniped. People could just rock up on me from out of nowhere and I could be done for. So you do have to rely on your visuals a bit. You've also got to sort of have a map in your brain of where you think players are going to be. And I know that's a little bit tricky. Because realistically, the map this big, you don't know where anybody's going to push. And you could be like chasing shadows, basically. But what I mean by that is, so I know that a team spawn over here behind the lighthouse, and I know that a team spawn over here. These guys that spawn over here are more likely to push into the village, like they have done. I know that because that's lit up as being red, so that means somebody else has caught it. The guys that sit here, though, these usually could go anyway. So, it's a tricky one. It is a tricky one to work out. Now, if I'm trying to aim for that exfil right up there at City, there's all this map to go through. And it's going to get a little bit wild, it's going to get a little bit hot, but we're going to see where we get to and see how we get on. Now, I'm probably going to get taken out on the way over. But all the while, we are looking for AIs to level up. And ideally now, I'm looking for a munitions box. Other things to take into note as a solo player. If you've got a weapon, it's got a laser on it. We've got a blue laser on this weapon. I think we've got a green laser on this weapon. Nope, luckily it's a stock one. But I got a blue laser on this weapon, which means it's probably going to be seen. So I've got to keep that, you know, in the back of my head. I've got to understand that. Another stim pistol, that's going to help us should things get tricky. All the while, you just got to think, like, you aren't supposed to be here. I think that's the easiest way to look at it for me. Because I'm not supposed to be here. And everybody is looking for me. I think that's my way of playing it, is you got to be quick, got to be kind of quiet, you got to duck in and out of cover. As I say that, I am just about to run across a big wide open field. Just potentially going to see me get popped at from AIs. If there's any players that just happen to be looking in the right direction at the wrong time, I'm done for. We just got to be aware of it. Now, unfortunately for me, I also don't have the proximity chat on, so if there is anybody nearby talking, I won't hear them. Again, not a good thing. Something that could really mess us up. We'll just get into this side and we're going to look at the map. So I want to hit this little bit of a village here because there's going to be people here. Ideally, we'll aim for this car. Taking a bit of movement across the road just in case anything's there. Look around for anybody on the track. There's no one there. And up we go. Now we should encounter some more AI over here. As you see, we've got a couple of guys over here and here. Which is good because it's meaning that there's nobody's been here. So you've got to look for signs, people behaviour and stuff like this. Has this door been burst open? No, it just doesn't exist. So there's no reason me to think that anybody has been here. If you're on your own and you're playing this, you're better off sticking to the areas that you may not usually go if you're in the squad. I don't get why people think that this is so... I mean, it is hard. If I get encountered in a team, I've got to make a choice. I've either got to run or not run. So I'm hearing noises. I think it's from this building. Can we have a look-see? Maybe not. It's that building there. So that... This is a contract building. This is a hostage rescue building. I know that because A, it says requires contract, and if you look at the bottom, it says there's a civilian male speaking. It's like, hey, I don't want that. Which means if I get that contract, it'll be this building. It's a great way to get AIs, but I also know those guys in there are pretty tough. So if I go knocking on that door, I'm potentially going to lose my head. Hostage rescues are a great way to get out. They will also grant you a perk and a little bit of freedom.
Ultra One, activity.
So we'll grab that hostage rescue.
Keep your eyes open.
And see if we can show you guys what it's all about. If I fail this, I fail it. If I don't fail it, then we've got a little bit lucky. Now, hostage rescues are a little bit crazy because allegedly you can't use your gun when you're carrying the hostage. However, if I can get another armor plate, I will try and do a little bit of a broken hiccup so far. Because you can sometimes plate once you've picked up the hostage. Just using our ears and our eyes just to see if there's any AI around us. Obviously you saw when I came around that corner of that wall, there was a guy running towards the wall. We saw the shadow. You just got to be like super alert really and see if you can hear anything, see anything. It's a different pace to when you're playing with a team. With a team you're sort of a little bit carefree, you can jump around, you don't really mind so much. When you're on your own, things are a little bit slower. You sort of creep a little bit from building to building. So as you can hear, there's a team. So there's a couple of guys running over there. They look like AIs getting kind of scattered. So I've got a choice here. Should I do this? Should I not do this? Probably shouldn't have done it. I was hoping that we were going to find a weapons crate. Well, an ammo box really, so that we can grab some spare bullets. It wasn't to be, but so you see, it's that building that we said it was going to be. And if we go and have a listen, as we get closer, you'll see that it's the same building. Be able to hear the enemies inside and stuff. So just a little bit quiet.
We're approaching the hostage location now. Expect contact.
Seeing if we can hear any potential players coming in, because we know those guys are sort of over there somewhere behind us. They could be pushing our way, and it sounds like they're having a lot of gunfight. Buildings like this, we're checking for doorways. And windows that you can see through, because obviously if we can see through them, we can take out some of the enemies before we get inside. And that helps us out. So these guys have got smoke, so he's just popped a smoke down, which makes my life a little bit tricky. Now, in theory as well, the hostages 9 times out of 10 probably be upstairs. Just seeing if we can see him or hear him. Can't see him. There's another window here. Can we see through? A grenade. That's not helped this, but I think that was an enemy running there. So just check back on these windows, see if there's anybody who's gone into positions. There's one guy there, look. The more we can clear from the outside, so obviously those guys can't come out to us and we can't go in, and give ourselves that little bit of a physical barrier with the wall. It doesn't sound like there's many more. Now I'm hoping that they'll sort of circulate round, so they should be back into the positions that the guys were that we've just killed. Listen for movement. It sounds like there's maybe 1 or 2 guys in there. And also listen to see if we can hear whereabouts the hostage might be. Annoyingly, there's sun glare on the window. There's a man there, look. So we might have got him.
Ultra One, the hostage is wearing an explosive vest. Defuse it before it detonates. I'm over here! Help!
That's the hostage there. I'm just having a little look around.
Help me!
Make sure no one's going to come up to us. Doesn't sound like there's anybody else here. So this is what I'm saying. Hopefully this works. If I pick this guy up,
Ultra One, explosives disarmed.
then use my armor plate. Oh, it's not going to do it. Sometimes it works.
Hostage secure. Move to an HLZ for extraction. Ultra One, move that hostage to the HLZ on your TAC map. Exfil Bird is inbound now.
It means that I'm going to be in a situation if somebody turns up. But because I happen to have a pistol, we can carry the hostage and use the pistol. The issue is I've got to get over there, which unfortunately, well, it's not just across, but it's also up. So this is where we're really exposed now, because we have that hostage on our back, we've got that pistol, and basically we've got to climb a hill whilst the player's having a fight over that direction. So I've got to try and keep something between me and those over there so that I'm not massively exposed, all the while knowing there's still, oh, God knows how many different players in this lobby. So these things are a little bit scary to do. Puts you in a weird situation where I am now fully exposed to everybody, trying to find a way up. Can I zip with the hostage? No, I can't. Damn, so that means we've got to go a long way up. I asked that question because you can do weird stuff with the hostage. I can parachute with the hostage, so I did wonder if I could zip with the hostage. But you cannot do that. It means I've got to keep going up and up and up, all the while being exposed on this hillside, trying to keep out of the way. But because I've not gone obvious places, I've kind of kept a low profile. There's no reason for any attention to be drawn at me. There's no reason for anybody to be looking for me. So we're just on here, we're just playing. We've got 6 minutes left and I'm looking, okay, can I get to that extract in 6 minutes? I could. Do I want to? It's not worth my time. It's not worth my effort. So we're going to throw this hostage down. Apparently we can't. There we go. And we're just going to get out. So I've got a backpack that's got a few things in it. Like I say, I don't need cash. So we haven't really got any cash. But I got as a self-revive, I got as a stim pistol.
Ultra One,
We've got some goodies to get out with.
Processing payment now.
So single player DMZ can be as much or as little action as you make it. I didn't want a big fight, so I didn't get in a big fight. Sometimes they're hard to avoid, but you got to rely on your evasive skills and just run it. I take in stims, and I take in Sentexes, and I take in a munitions box. No matter if I play teams or if I play solos, that's all that I take in. So doing that, you see the XP that I got. It's not massive. It's 8,000 XP.